and welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of April 1st. No fooling. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
For a weekly episode to talk about parenting in a roundabout way, along with a little pop culture. And today we're going to start with a little update on Terry's office. She's really adding features and functionality to her office space.
Well, one feature I have gotten rid of is the posters from when this was my son's room.
Oh.
I had been working amidst giant car posters from when he was like 10, you know? Mm-hmm. And I keep saying, don't you want your posters in your new room, buddy? And he's like, I don't care. So I finally decided, you know what? I care.
Right.
And if he doesn't care, that means it's okay if I make him put them up in there, right? That works, right? So I had my daughter help him put them up yesterday, take them down from my walls, put them up on his new walls, which used to be her walls. And, you know, sometimes when you get that win by getting your kids to do something themselves, and you feel so great about it, even though it's not quite what you had in mind. There's like 5 posters on one wall, kind of crooked, but they're in his room.
Yeah.
Yay! Now, I am the one working in an empty shoebox.
Right.
So I have to figure out what the heck I'm going to put on these walls now.
Yeah, what do you want?
I don't know. Maybe I need to go to some concerts and get some posters.
Do they sell them on Veeps is the question.
Yes, you know, actually they do. Many of the live concerts, there's a little link if you want merch.
There you go.
Maybe I need to do that. Or I need to go in the attic and see if the stuff I used to have on my office walls is up there somewhere gathering dust and I can put it back on. But there are no nails in these walls, so I would have to put nails in, and I don't know. Maybe I'll just enjoy the whiteness for a while. But the other thing I have done, just taking a moment to note that there is a ginormous spider on the curtain rather near me. So if at some point you hear a scream and a thump and footsteps running out of the room, you will know why.
I had to escort one out of the library workroom the other day.
Might be a fly. Oh, it's a fly.
Oh.
It's a very calm fly that's just kind of assessing possibly the new water source in the room. Well, so I also have added a tea station to my office. I have been for a long time making tea and sometimes pour over coffee with the water from a Keurig. Right. So run the water through the Keurig into a measuring cup and then pour it over whatever beverage I want to use. But the Keurig is slowly creeping towards the end of its life and has started turning itself off at inconvenient times and, you know, sounding like it's going to cough up the water and flop over onto its side. And so I thought, you know what? I need to do something else. And I accidentally ordered ground coffee one time instead of K-Cup. So I've been doing some pour over coffee and liking that. So I said, you know what? I don't need no fancy coffee maker. I'm just going to get me a kettle. So I thought I'll just get a kettle, a cheap kettle to put on the stovetop. And then I got to thinking, I'm a little afraid of the stove. Do I really want to work with open flames? Do I really want to deal with that? And then every time I want a cup of tea, I have to get up and go in there and turn on the heat and wait for the water to boil. So I started looking at electric kettles. That seems like a good idea. And some of them were cheaper than the stovetop kettles, which interested me. And so I did that thing where it's like, I'm going to try this thing out by getting the cheapest possible version. If I like it, maybe I'll get a nicer one. If I don't like it, I'm not out that much money. So I got me an Amazon Basics electric kettle. It came in just a plain brown box with the sticker from the Chinese port it came from still on it. God. But it came the same day. This is hilarious. You know, you can get with Prime. It's like if they happen to have it in a warehouse near you, they'll just bring it right on over.
Wow.
So my husband's like, when did you order that? How did it come today? Well, I'm special. Anyway,
I don't think that happens in the boonies of the Midwest like it does
doesn't? You can't
New
get
Jersey.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 Amazon warehouses near here, so there's quite a lot of stuff that they'll just bring you right over. Wow. Yeah, we're going to send Joe and his toy out. I'm going to go bring that right to you. And
next it'll be the drone.
That's right. Yeah. It could easily be. It would not surprise me. It was just tossed on our front doorstep with it's like in a box in a bag sitting there. Very unpromising. But I removed this item, and it's fairly nice looking. I got the one with the glass side and has little markings on the side. And, I made a cup. It said to boil a pot of water and throw it out, and then you can use it. That'll get rid of all the packing residue. So I did that, and then I had my first cup of tea with it, and it tasted awful. So I thought, going to have to work a little more to get the plastic residue off of this thing. So I boiled many, many pots, including one pot with vinegar in it, because somebody on the internet told me to, which overflowed all over my office and made it smell like salad for a while. And then the pot stopped smelling like plastic and started smelling like vinegar. So then I put a little lemon juice, and at least that was pleasant. So eventually I got all the toxins out of it, I think. Unless China has hidden something in there in its attempt to take over the United States, some hallucinogenic down in the depths of the pot.
In the coils.
But anyway, and so now I decided to put it in my office because it said, don't let the heating unit get near water. And there is no place on our kitchen counter where it's not going to at some point get spilled on. So I brought it in here, and I have this little table that I wasn't really doing much with. And so I have set it up with my kettle and a little box with my tea bags and my coffee filters and, any little things I may need to prepare myself a beverage. And I've really been enjoying it. It's fun. For one thing, it's the first time in a really long time I am getting really hot beverages. The Keurig has obviously been losing its thermal abilities slowly over time.
Right.
And so now it's really piping hot, and that's nice. That makes a good tasting cup of something. And this table that I have is old, and it's one of those tables that has, like, on the bottom, it has a little walls around the four legs that you can put, like, magazines in maybe or something, but the bottom of it fell out, so you really can't do much with it. But I thought, you know what? I have 30 or 40 mugs that I never use that are in a closet, and my husband is always complaining to me about them. When are you going to get rid of these mugs? It's like, but I never use them, but I remember that mug. Oh, you remember that mug? As we've discussed, I have a problem. So I have piled those old mugs in the base of this table in what I am going to tell myself is a decorative fashion. And I can look over every now and then and say, oh, I remember that mug. There it is. I'm never going to use it for anything else, but there it is. And that way I can put the power strip that I have the kettle plugged into up off the floor, which I like. And I think it looks pretty nice. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of it. So that is my decorating addition to augment the posters leaving. But it looks like I'm working in an office. There's a little tea station over there. I do still have to walk into the kitchen with the kettle and put water in it. I was going to fill a water bottle up with water and keep it in here, and then maybe get a little thermos and put some milk in. And that's too much trouble. It'll be fine. It's like the kitchen is 5 steps away. I can probably just go and get some water out of the refrigerator. Right. But I kind of like having the stuff here. Yeah. I'm enjoying my tea. You are a tea person. Do you have a certain fussiness in what you use to prepare your tea? Would you ever use subpar water temperatures?
No. I mean, I do have the electric kettle, and mine has buttons for different temperatures.
Ooh, you do not have the Amazon basics. You have actually a competent piece of hardware.
Yes, it is a Cuisinart brand, and we got it because I drink tea all day, every day, and so you would think that this would be an item that I think I talked about this once, that I just really resisted for so long because we have so many kitchen things. And I just was like, oh, not another one. But then our stove was broken, and I was reduced to heating up water in the microwave, and that's terrible. And we didn't know how quickly we were going to be able to actually replace the stove or fix it or whatever. So I just was like, Amazon, I need it, like, not today, but it did come probably the next day. Yeah. And I like it. And of course I use it all the time. But if you recall from a few weeks ago when my husband burned himself, that was from the tea kettle. He spilled water from the tea kettle onto his foot and got a 2nd-degree burn. But he's okay now. It is better. Good. So
yeah, I do worry about that. Fortunately, I didn't get spewed on when we had the vinegar water explosion, but Yeah, it does seem like it brings a little hint of danger to my workspace.
Yes.
Either like an electrical disaster or
Boiling water situation. Mm-hmm.
Pouring water poorly, which is possible. But
Right.
I do have to say, once I got the terrible toxic odor and taste out of it, it's a pretty nice looking little thing. And it works very well. And it's kind of, since it's glass on the side, it's kind of thrilling to see the water boiling. Noisy, it builds up to that. And then it just goes into a really nice rolling boil while you watch.
Right.
And if I'm only boiling 1 cup, I don't have to worry about it boiling out the top. I can just enjoy that peaceful appearance of a rolling boil. And then it turns itself off.
Yep.
And I pour myself a piping hot cup of tea or ground coffee. So
Perfect.
little by little, my office is getting more officey.
Yay.
No big pictures of cars.
Yeah.
Tea table.
Love it.
Very pleases me how it looks. It is right next to the curtains, so what could possibly go wrong? But no, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This fly is still sitting patiently. He's listening to the podcast. Hey,
Yes, exactly.
we're gonna get a tweet like from a fly instead of a porn bot.
The fly on the curtain.
Yes, not even on the wall, on the curtain. Just uncannily. Maybe it's dead.
Still clinging on.
He says, I see there's tea over there. I wonder if there's snacks. There should be
Right.
snacks. So that's going to be the next thing is I'm going to have a box of cookies in there, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well
I
sealed.
could hide things in those cups down there. I could hide treats. The dog would find them, however.
Yeah, she would. And then all the mugs would be broken.
There are so ridiculously many of them. And some of them I have this warm, nostalgic feeling for. And some of them I'm like, where the heck did I get that? Where did that come from? I have like 7 Christmas mugs. What? Why? You can only use these once a year. Why are there so many of them? People give them to you, I guess.
Yeah, someone gave
Seems
them.
like a
Someone
good
was like,
gift at
Terry
the
likes mugs.
I can only drink so much, people. And I have like 4 mugs that I use, that I rotate.
Yeah. Oh, same here.
Yeah. So it's all the other ones are just, oh, isn't that pretty? Here, let's put this in the back of a closet somewhere.
Right.
Oh, well. Anyway, now on display, sort of.
Yes.
If you're at floor level. The fly is enjoying them.
Yes.
The dog also, probably.
And you.
And me.
So that works. Since it's your
That's
spot.
what's important.
Yes.
More visual distractions for Terry. Yay. Also visually distracting us this week, 2 more episodes of Reservation Dogs. Yay!
Right.
We're back to
We're
it. After we
back.
took a week off to binge Girls 5 Eva. We are back for season 3 of Reservation Dogs. When last we left our young stars, they were stuck in LA.
Right.
Car had been stolen, money had been taken. They had only white Jesus to turn to for help.
That's right.
And we wondered who would come to rescue them. And it turned out to be Teeny,
Yes.
who had a very unsettling Uber ride through Los Angeles.
After another attempt to contact Bear's dad, who is
yes.
continuing to be horrible.
Wow. Yeah. He goes to his dad's place and finds a woman there with a bunch more kids. And the dad is long gone. So,
And she clearly has no idea that Bear exists.
right. So we find out later that he wrote a note and she sort of looks at it and looks disgusted.
Right. But Bear gets a little bit of satisfaction by
Yes.
leaving him a note that just says, like, you can't fire me, I quit, basically.
Right, exactly. Yes. Whether the dad will ever get that note is questionable, but
Bear
feels
got
good
the
to write it.
Yeah.
A rare moment of triumph for Bear in that episode for sure. And
Yes.
possibly in the second one he got a little bit of agency, I guess,
Right.
at the end. But not too good, 2 not so good episodes for Bear.
Right, because in the first one, Teeny's like, all right, we're all getting on the bus to go back to Oklahoma
They
because
think
the
they're
kids
gonna fly home.
They think they're going to fly. Willie Jack's super excited about the peanuts and pretzels. She's going to order extra, she says. But no, they are going to be taking the bus because No one here is made of money, so
Right.
take the bus.
Yes. And Teeny loses her job for taking the day off to go get them.
Right.
So, or the time off.
Mm-hmm.
So things are rough all around. But somewhere on the way home, Bear is in the bathroom talking to his spirit guy.
Right.
Teeny sees somebody who looks a little bit like him getting on the bus and assumes it's him. But
Right.
it is not him. He is left behind.
Left behind in Amarillo, I believe it was.
And when the bus gets home and his mother says, "Where's Bear?" there is no good answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
But the advantage of getting lost and left behind is that you get a whole episode to yourself.
That's right.
So I guess everybody has at some point gotten an episode to themselves.
Yeah.
So Bear has the weird sort of odyssey that Alora had with Jackie when they wound up at, what's her name's house?
Right. Megan Mullally.
Megan Mullally's house.
Whatever her name was, I forgot already.
When they just sort of are walking and endlessly walking and wind up someplace unexpected with a person who's not well.
Yes.
And they get out of it. But in this case, he winds up with Graham Greene. Hi, Graham Greene. I recognize you.
Mm-hmm.
Though not with that particular look that you had this time, sir, but still.
The mohawk. I was thinking about the maintenance required to keep that mohawk going.
Yes.
You know, like he's got to be shaving the side of his head like every other day.
Yeah.
In this ramshackle existence that he has. Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He is in 2 more episodes this season, so he's got to there's got to be people back at the reservation who know who he is. Has Maximus ever been mentioned before? I
don't remember him being mentioned, but he showed Bear these old videos, and Brownie and Mabel were in them. And Mabel was Elora's grandmother.
Right.
So, yeah, they know him for sure.
So we'll get we've had flashbacks to a generation back, and now we'll have flashbacks to the one before that. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing.
Right.
Anyway, so it
was scary, of course, because and you never know like what's real and what's not, but he like fires a blow dart at Bear, and knocks him out and drags him back to his home, and Bear wakes up like handcuffed and blindfolded, and that's very scary. Yes. But in the end, it was kind of moving, the way that Maximus showed Bear all around his property, and like here's where he's growing eggplants for the star people, which are aliens.
Yeah.
And he was, he seemed to have a lot of wisdom and to kind of care for Bear in a way that people don't always.
Yes.
But then, of course, he was delusional. So that's a problem.
Yeah. The police wind up coming to the house, and I thought looking for Bear, but no, they're there to take him back to the institution of which he had been a member before, I guess.
Apparently, yeah. Mm-hmm. But they were very like kind and gentle with him, which was nice to see.
One suspects this has happened before.
Right.
And I sort of wished the Bear would go out. Hey, while you're here, can you help me get home?
Yeah. But he
would rather go through the tunnel that has snakes and a dead cat.
Right.
And according to the captions that I have turned on, there were rats squealing.
Yes.
I didn't necessarily catch that, but helpfully they pointed out, ooh, there are rats.
Right. I also had the captions turned on. And of course, we knew from the minute Maximus pointed out that sewer tunnel to sewer pipe to Bear that he was going through it at
Especially
some
since
point.
The camera just took an extra moment to linger on it. Like,
right.
Hey, y'all, remember this. You'll be seeing this again.
This will be coming back.
Yeah. And then he's just walking.
But he seems to have a feeling of purpose that he did not have before.
And a big bag of eggplants. So that's got to make you feel good.
Right. Easy to just sit on the side of the road and gnaw on a raw eggplant.
Still got no money. Still can't charge your phone, but you got you a bag of eggplants. So you know, what the world is new and full of promise.
Yes, right.
So good luck to him. He has sent his spirit guide away for being generally
Very annoying.
worthless.
Not
Boy, did that guy get a lot. If we were talking about him a week or two ago, that actor, he got a lot of work in that first episode.
Yes. Yeah, and what else? We had back in the first episode, BUSSIN, Elora finds out more about her dad. This poor kid has assumed for her whole life that her dad is dead.
Yeah.
And Teeny's like, no, I'm friends with him on Facebook. Like, what? No one has. Yeah. So.
Yes.
She assumed that he died in the accident that killed her mother. Yeah. And no. I assume we'll see him at some point.
We will.
Now.
I won't say anything, but I've looked ahead. So, and much was made of Cheese's drawing skills.
Right.
We've observed that before, have we?
Yeah, when he was in the group home with Mark Maron.
Right.
He was drawing, and the other inmates were interested and impressed by his work.
We'll see what comes of that. Surely something should. What else of interest? We never get back to see much of how the California travelers were welcomed home, because we went pretty immediately to see what was going on with Bear, and then had a whole episode about him. So at some point, I imagine there will be a reckoning.
Yeah, I mean, you had Willie Jack's dad basically you're grounded forever, and Cheese's fake grandma was there. And
but Cheese told his grandma he was going, apparently.
Yes, he was the only one who actually.
And he was happy to go home.
Right.
So, but, yeah.
And Elora, basically didn't have anybody to miss her, unfortunately.
Yes. So.
But perhaps there'll be.
I hope
more
Teeny
of a relationship with Teeny.
She says, you can stay with me for a while. And Teeny's like, no, I got to get back. But even though she lost her job, but I guess she has an apartment in her life.
Yeah. And it is her mother's house that Laura's living in. I did think that was I was happy to see Laura, being like, it's my house, kind of taking that on. Having some feeling like she has something.
Yeah. So this is the final season we are starting here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they wrap this up. I don't know if they knew it was the last season when they completed it, but I'm guessing that they had some sort of resolution to it. I'm hoping.
Right.
Interested to see how this all turns out.
Right. And just 8 more episodes.
Yes. But I really enjoyed getting back to it. I kind of missed it the week we didn't watch it. I was getting used to it. So,
yeah.
Here we go.
That's right. Good stuff.
Now we will take the bus over to Catherine's Library Find of the Week. Don't miss the bus. Don't get stuck in a bus depot with a nasty lady behind the window.
Right.
And
somebody handing out free garbage donuts.
I do enjoy that she's got him one, though, and got one for Willie Jack, and they're fine with it.
Stuck it in his pocket.
Donuts, You can't say no to a donut.
Exactly.
Even a stale donut can be tasty. A little crispy.
Right. Well, are you ready for the library find? Okay.
I'm ready. I think I am. Am I ready?
Yes, you are. It's a follow-up to when we discussed the world's best class plant a few weeks ago.
Okay.
We now have Rick, the Rock of Room 2014.
Is this back when there were pet rocks? My husband was just making fun of that the other day. How could people get the pet rocks? That's so stupid. And I'm like, but it came in a little box. And, it had a name. And they were so cute.
Right.
I might have had some luck. And
Well,
so is room 2014, it sounds like.
well, he's not a pet. He lives on the Nature Finds shelf. Oh, sorry, room 214, not 2014.
Okay.
Rick the Rock of room 214.
Okay.
He lives on the Nature Finds shelf alongside an acorn, some moss, and a piece of bark.
Ah.
But then he gets an inkling that there's a whole world out there, and he wants to find out about it.
See.
So he goes on an adventure.
Wow. Does he get on a bus and then get kidnapped by a guy and with a greenhouse full of eggplant?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so. But I just thought that was a charming companion to
definitely
to the world's best class plant.
Yeah.
So even rocks have big dreams in this sweet and wacky picture book about a display rock who longs to explore the great outdoors.
Aww.
So says Simon and Schuster about this particular book,
But when Rick does make his way into the great outdoors, he finds it's not quite what he imagined.
Yeah, Rick.
Who could have possibly predicted that?
The real world will disappoint you, bud.
Basically the same plot as Reservation Dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. But anyway, I just thought that was quite delightful.
Cute cover. I'm looking at the website. Does he have a little bit of moss down at the bottom or something? Is that what that is?
Maybe.
Maybe those are his little shoes. I don't know. Anyway, cute book.
Yes. I try to bring us, an adult book alternating with the kids' book, but sometimes the kids' books win out. So,
yes. There's still a fly in the exact same spot, and I thought maybe it was dead, but now it's wiggling its little hands and, stretching its little wings, but it's not moving.
Maybe it's stuck to the curtain.
Curtains? I think he's just listening to us record the podcast, Catherine. I think we have a listener.
Yeah.
I gotta subscribe him to Apple Podcasts so we can get some downloads.
Get some downloads on his teeny tiny little iPhone.
Oh. Hey there, Mr. Fly. Just please don't fly into my face at some point during this recording or my mouth.
Right.
As we go on our spin through the archives and see what we were talking about 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and 7 years ago this week.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2023, we were talking about birthday celebrations for big kids, probably because this is about the time when both my kids have birthdays. My
and
son
both
is
of mine.
The end of March, and my daughter is in the middle of April. And both of yours?
Both of mine are in the first week of April.
Okay, so this is birthday time, and
this is the season.
Boy, is it hard to know what. And my son kept doing two things. One is asking me, "What are we going to do for my birthday?" And then when I would say, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" Saying, "I don't care, I don't know." Why is it my responsibility, 31-year-old man, to decide what you want to do for your birthday? What do you want to
think of it for you. Yes.
When you were 5, yes, I would figure it out. Now, tell me what you want to do. If you don't want to do anything, that's fine. If you want to do something, tell me what it is. I will say yes or no, but don't be like, I don't know, surprise me.
Read my mind, mother. Mm-hmm.
So we wound up going out to dinner with his girlfriend and her family, as we did, I believe, last year. He has another buddy who used to come to dinners like this with us, but his family hasn't been able to do it lately. So it's just the two families. And it was perfectly nice. But I don't know if he wanted that. I don't know if he cared. Yeah.
Right.
Now, my husband is one who says specifically, I don't want to do anything. Let's not do anything. And that's easy. But the sort of like showing an interest in doing something, but having no desire to clarify what that is.
Mm-hmm. It's a problem.
Boy, come on. So my daughter has said she wants to go to Olive Garden. That's what she wants to do for her birthday. So
all right.
That'd be fun.
Bring on the breadsticks.
That makes for a good birthday. Quite a lot, but actually going there. That'll be fine. That'd be good. She can get something other than the limited selection I offer when we're ordering out. So
it's her birthday. She can get whatever she wants.
It's like, we can have this pasta your way. That's it, because it's one of the cheapest things on the menu. And then, so now we'll go get the whole Olive Garden experience.
That's right.
But are you similarly finding that you have some responsibility for birthday activities with no input, or your kids are not?
They're not here. So this is the first year that it'll be neither of them are home. So that's weird.
Yeah.
But we are going to be seeing them just after. So we are going to be delivering gifts after the fact. So they neither came home for Easter. So they both got a box of Easter stuff mailed to them. And then for my daughter, her team is having a banquet the weekend after her birthday. And then, which we're going to drive to. And so on our way to drive there, we will stop by the boys' college campus and deliver some stuff. So yeah, we have to take the birthday to them in both cases. And, it just worked out that we were able to do that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I still feel like, what do I do like on the day of?
Right.
Especially for my son, who's never not been home on his birthday.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
My daughter, one of the years I ordered like a delivery for her on her birthday from this company that, it's just like this woman who works in their college town. And, you can order, I got donuts, you get donuts and balloons, and she brings them to them. So, but my son is like, he's trying to eat differently. So I don't want to like shower him with sugar. So
yeah, that's true.
To see.
Yeah. I have a problem with gifts because my son wants keys. He likes to buy keys, but he can never decide on what keys. He goes looking, and I say, tell me what you want. And then I never hear anything. We still haven't heard from, last birthday what he wants.
Right.
So we kind of wind up not getting anything. And then my daughter, on the other hand, has things that she wants right now. Here's the link on Amazon. Please buy this for me. Right. So she would like a TV and a coffee table for her birthday. And my son would like some theoretical keys. Right.
And when they're close together...
Yeah, and it's like, I don't buy her a TV and a coffee table and then nothing for him. I don't think he cares. Right. I mean, we have an IOU for keys at some point if he wants to give us $1,000 of keys for the last, 10 birthdays. Right. But it's just, I feel like it should be equal, and it probably doesn't matter anymore. It probably never mattered, but it matters to me. Yeah. No, I get that for sure. Yeah. So... I don't know whether to tell her you can have, I'm sorry, your brother doesn't want any presents, so you can't have any. Right. Save up your money for that TV and coffee table, baby. Just keep those bins with the towel on it as the coffee table I made for you. It'll be fine. Appreciate your college dorm experience that you're getting. But I don't think he feels jealous if she gets something. And he doesn't. It just feels wrong to me. Right. So, haven't quite figured out what we're doing about that. But his birthday has passed, so... And he still hasn't told me what he wants. We have friends who ask him to tell them what he wants, and he also doesn't then either, so he gets clothes from them. Oh, well. T-shirt. Excellent. Right. Yeah. Well, another factor in... birthdays is the expense. I mean, back when our kids were little, those parties with lots of classmates could run quite a lot. Could add up. Even now, taking, let's see, what did we have? 7 people to dinner? A little bit of a stretch, but we, it's a special occasion.
Right.
And I'll be getting the cheapest thing on the menu at Olive Garden when we go there, just to make up for her getting whatever she wants. I'll just have some breadsticks, thank you.
Right.
But in 2022, we talked about family financial planning.
Yeah, I think we were talking about sort of like, what is your expense and what is a kid's expense and what is a parent's expense, and how murky those lines can get, with kids when they, maybe they're earning some money, maybe they're not. That's one of the problems we've had. Maybe they have expensive hobbies and maybe they don't. And, my son for sure, like, his employment history has been spotty and not always for lack of trying. I mean, yes, sometimes for lack of trying, but not always. And, I'm like last weekend. So he's taking this class and they go to see plays and then they talk about them. And so they were going to a play in Chicago and they were carpooling. There's only like 5 people in the class or something. So they were, they were carpooling, and it's like an hour and 15-minute drive or something. So then also he has a job on campus where he films events, when they have like a live stream or just, for reference or whatever. So he mixed up the times of when this play was, and he wasn't scheduled to work, but he was scheduled to be on call for work. And so of course he was called. And so then he was, he had a conflict. And so instead of going to his boss and saying, look, I messed up and I have to go to this play, for a class, he decides that he can go to do the job and then drive himself to Chicago, and he'll get there a little late, but he can do it. Like, my. He tells me all this after it's all
good
happened.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he goes and he, at some point, tells his boss what's going on. But, very late in the game, he somehow decides to tell him. And the boss is like, well, let's get the person who's coming to cover. He was doing a softball game. He's like, we'll get the person who's doing the game after to maybe come early. That didn't work. And finally the boss was like, look, you should go. I will finish here. So then he drove himself to Chicago, and then he had to pay for his own parking, and it was almost $60.
Oh my gosh.
So believe me, he did not make $60 at his
That's what
job.
I was thinking. It's like the amount you're going to make at that job is not going to at any rate cover this. Oh, dear.
Yeah, so who paid for that.
Yeah.
I was like, did we learn something about talking to our boss when something like this happens? It's a campus job. They want you to go to class and, do what you're supposed to do.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But he only missed like 15 minutes of the play.
Gosh.
Anyway, that was rough. And that had financial consequences.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So, but I mean, with him, I just, he needs money like to eat and to, he ripped his like one pair of black pants that he needs for theater and for acting class and stuff. He ripped them, and I'm like, well, I guess he has to get a new pair, things like that. Like,
yeah.
And I think with my daughter, it's working pretty well to, slowly shift things to her. as she gets more independent, as she makes a little more money, you know, as she wants, you know, she thinks about what she wants and how she wants to spend her money. So, I mean, she decided to go visit her boyfriend's family in Florida for Easter, and she spent a lot of time thinking about whether she should buy that plane ticket. She did it herself. So
good.
So yeah, but she bought Spirit Airlines, and then she proceeded to be extremely anxious about it.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, we're still, I mean, since both the kids are home,
right.
It's kind of, I mean, my daughter likes spending her money. She likes buying things online. She likes going to the store and buying things that she wants to eat. She likes, you know, if she has a day off, maybe I'll just go bowling and I'll go pay for bowling. Right. But we are mindful that she's not making that much money. And her hours are being cut more and more. And so every time she wants to do something, I'm like, are you sure you can afford that? And she's like, yes, it's fine. How is it possible that it's fine? And I just feel like such a Grinch, you know? Because she should be able to go spend her money, do whatever she wants to do, you know?
Right.
And then on the other hand, my son, I think he has better and more stable hours than she does. Maybe he's making a little bit more per hour. They're both part-time, but he's doing quite well for himself there, you know, for somebody who pays no rent.
Because he just doesn't spend it.
Because he doesn't. The only thing he spends money on is the vending machine at work. So his credit card is just an endless list of vending machine purchases at like $1.50, $1.50, $1.35, $1.45. And so, you know, and also with him, we still like buy his clothes. I keep telling my husband when he goes out to buy clothes for him, let him pay for it. Oh, no, we shouldn't do that. We should take care of that. But it's like, he has the money. Let him spend it. It's fine. And, you know, when, you know, from time to time, my daughter and son will go out to lunch together and my son will pick up the tab. And my husband is grouchy about that. And I'm like, he can afford it. She can't. Let him. Yeah. Backward attitudes, I know, but let him be the man. Let him pick up the tab.
Yeah, why doesn't he approve of it?
I think he thinks that she's taking advantage of him, and it's like, well, let her. You know, it's like
she drives him places.
She drives him places, yes, absolutely. There's absolutely a quid pro quo. She drives him places, she takes care, helps him out with things. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. But I think that my husband still has sort of we take care of this kid because he's younger and, you know, probably we would take care of her too. But she has things she wants. She goes and buys them. She doesn't come and say, Mom and Dad, can I get this? Would you get this for me? She just goes, that's it. Because because she's a girl and girls learn about online shopping. And he's a boy and boys don't really want that much is the way it works in our house. Both for the adults and the adult children.
Right.
My husband ain't going on Amazon and buying himself an electric kettle. It's going to come that same day. Me?
Oh, mine is.
Oh, yeah,
Except
that's
it won't
true.
come that
that's
day.
True. It doesn't work that way for everybody. In my house, that's the way it is. The guys are like, yeah, we don't need anything. Right. And the girls are like, ooh, I'm going to check that out. Maybe I will. Anyway, so... I mean, I would tell my husband, if you were his age and you took your sister out for lunch, you would absolutely pay for it. He still does that now. There's been fights in the car where he goes to pick his sister up in New York and then she's giving him money for the bridge and he's tossing it back to her and she's tossing it forward to him. And it's like, you know, so you've taught that to your son.
Right.
Let him do it. Let him have that little experience of being the one. I remember one time, it wasn't his birthday, but he got together with his friends at Barnes & Noble. They used to do that. And they all went up to get themselves a drink. And they all ordered, and my son whisks his credit card out of his wallet and says, I'll get it, and pays. And it was like such a grown-up moment for him, and I was so happy. And it wasn't like, wait a minute, why are you paying? They should pay for their own. Right. It's just, sometimes it's nice to pick up the tab.
Right.
It's a grown-up thing. It feels good.
Yeah, when my daughter's boyfriend got his first post-college job. And he went out to dinner with his family, and my daughter was there too. And he paid, for all of them. Yeah. And it was like this huge moment, and, they took pictures.
It's a grown-up thing.
Yeah. It was a big thing.
Be a grown-up. Especially if you can afford it.
Right.
So we're still finding our footing. Sounds like y'all are too.
Yeah, for sure.
But one day they're gonna have to pay for us. We'll be retired. Say, kids, go buy some groceries for mom and dad and fill up the cars with gas while you're out, will you?
We're hungry over here.
Pick us up some clothes. Mama needs underwear. Go over to Kohl's. Oh, maybe we'll never quite get to that place. As long as Amazon can deliver same day, we're good.
That's right. Funny.
Bag on the doorstep. All right. Well, in 2017, we talked about what is the most recent photo on your phone. So let's look.
I just thought it would be time to revisit.
Did you take something just so you'd have something cool to talk about?
No, I decided this after I put this in the doc after I took.
Okay.
Like, I haven't taken any pictures since.
Mine is then. I have started doing lecturing at church. And so I have a book that has all the readings, so you can kind of practice ahead of time.
Right.
And usually right before we leave for church, I take a picture of the thing I'm going to read so I can practice it in the car on the way there. And so the last picture I have is a picture of that book. Now, unfortunately, is not the picture of the thing I was going to read, as I discovered when I got in the car. I took a picture of the wrong page. But still, that was the intention of the picture.
Right.
So see, if I hadn't done that, the picture before that was a birthday picture of my son. But no, the last one I took is a picture of the
You're going to tell the truth.
For lectionary number 37.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not even the right reading. Oh, well. What is your last picture?
Well, it is. I took a walk yesterday, and I saw three things that actually I thought about taking pictures of, but I didn't want to take my gloves off because it was extremely cold. But I did take, one was just this cat that was looking at me from out a window, and it was just like between the curtains of the window, and it was just really staring me down as I walked by. But it was such
kind of like
this
fly, which is still sitting there watching me.
It was a very handsome cat. But then the other thing I did on my second pass, I took a picture of this quilted heart hanging in a little shrub, and it's this something called I Found a Quilted Heart. If you go to ifaqh.com, it's apparently, it's sort of like how people like paint rocks and leave them around or whatever. It's like that. It's a little quilted heart hanging on a ribbon in this shrubbery. So,
did it make you want to have one on your property?
I mean, I guess the idea is you take it and do something with it, but I didn't. Take it. I left it there for someone.
No, I would
for someone else.
Yeah.
And a few pictures back, I have myself in a hard hat and a safety vest because I went to tour the library under construction.
Ooh,
and I had to wear PPE.
Wow.
And safety glasses, which those clear safety glasses give me such a headache. Like, next time I need to wear my own glasses so I don't have to wear those. It's great. It's going to be really beautiful. I mean, as you would hope for the amount of time and money that is being expended. But I mean, right now we are literally working in a Piggly Wiggly that is in a strip mall. So there is not one drop of natural light in this place.
Oh my.
Because, it's enclosed on all sides.
Yeah.
Even the front only has like glass bricks. It doesn't even have an actual window. It just has glass bricks. So there's nothing. So this new place, I mean, you know, even the staff areas, the back rooms, they all have light. There's going to be just an amazing space for the kids, you know, just like play areas and a sensory room and little nooks in the wall that you can cuddle up and read, and all kinds of stuff for teens, and, you know, maker space, a podcast studio.
Wow.
So I can just go record from there.
Yes.
It's really
That's
nice.
impressive.
Yeah. Someday we'll get there. And all the years at the Piggly Wiggly and the Best Buy will be
fade away.
That's right. So.
Well, that's exciting.
Yes. So we have been jabbering for quite some time, so we probably should say
that's it. For saying, can you get on with it? I have places to
hurry up. So that's it for the Parenting Roundabout Weekly Roundup. Next, we will continue with Reservation Dogs, Season 3. The episodes are called Dear Lady. That's episode 3, so she's back.
Dear Lady.
And episode 4 is called Friday.
Okay.
You can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/momitude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the years. We'll see you back here next Tuesday. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.